So this name alone can be a little bit intimidating, so I had to do this review for you guys.
Down, down, 2 times, left, pop, down, break it down, round, five.
What's happening, guys? Hope your day's going well. Today we're going to review STIM Thug by Kilo Labs. We're going to go over the ingredients so you know what you're putting in your body. And we'll go over the effects on this bad boy. If you're new to the channel, you like stuff like that, hit the subscribe button. Love to have you along for the ride. So I've reviewed quite a few different products by Kilo Labs and enjoyed them all. This one is not what you think it is. So that's why I want to do this review for you guys. I'm actually still riding it right now. Just finished an hour and 45-minute training session with my man Austin, and we did heavy. So I've done this on light days, and not really light, but more higher rep days. And I did it on a heavy day, which was lower reps today. So I can give you guys an idea what this is good for, who this is good for, and the effects on it. So we're going to jump right into this. Flavor is still sipping. There you go. Love that. And that's because it's really, really good. It's a watermelon and peach, and you'll enjoy sipping this. So I like the marketing there as far as still sipping, but they hit it on. You're going to want to sip this. You're going to enjoy it, and it's going to go down really easy. So jumping right into the ingredient profile, I'll put it right in front of me. We have one scoop at 17.55 grams, 20 servings. So one flat pack level scoop is 18 grams. So Kilo Labs, good job knocking it out with the scooper there. Jumping right into the ingredients down below, we got vitamin B6. It's 20 milligrams. B6 does multiple different things in the body, but this is actually a precursor to the catecholamines, dopamine, serotonin, GABA, and all that. So it's good for the head hit in a pre-workout. Then we got some vitamin B12, 25 milligrams. This also has some effects on the catecholamines, other functions in the body. This is going to help with fat and carbohydrate metabolism and burning. So it's going to get those things moving, released, and working in the body to help with some of these fat burning ingredients to do their job and mobilize some fat there. Then we got some chloride from some pink salt at 180 milligrams, and some sodium at 120 milligrams, just by from the pink salt as well. And we all like sodium. I talk about sodium a lot. I think it should be in every pre-workout for those that pound it out in the gym, because this helps with the sodium ion production, which is sending signals across nerves for contractional capability. So I like it. It also helps with the cell swelling, some volumization of the cell, and some hydration effects. Then we have some citrulline malate at 7 grams. This is going to be probably about 4.5 grams of L-citrulline, which is for vasodilation and pumps, oxygen delivery, ATP production. And then we got some malic acid for some more ATP production. So this is a ingredient, malic acid. You find malate in fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, mostly fruits. And the body uses it and actually produces it in the body for ATP production. So it's a good ingredient. Beta-alanine, 3.5 grams. This is for the itching, scratching, tingling that you're going to get. More reps, more sets in the gym, buffers, metabolites. The particular one is hydrogen, which can lessen your contractional capability. Then we have some betaine anhydrous at 2.5 grams. This is for some cell volumization because it's an osmolite, like creatine. So it's going to draw water into the cells. Also glucose. So it's going to help lower your glucose levels in the gym. And it's also a methyl donor. So methylation is a process in the body. I'm going to do short on that. That is very essential for the metabolism and the breakdown, the usage of vitamins, minerals, other aspects of the body. And also methylation removes toxic byproducts of the breaking down of certain things like NAD, NAD plus into NADH, and removing chemicals out of the body that the body shouldn't be holding on to through the urine. So we love methylation. And we have some agmatine sulfate, 1 gram, as Agmas, a trademark ingredient. So agmatine does multiple different functions in the body. So it helps with endothelial NOS, so it helps with vasodilation and pumps. It helps with blocking arginase in the body, which will actually increase the pumps and keep them around for a longer period of time. This also helps with FSH and LH production through the the gonadotropic hormone from the hypothalamus. And this helps with the release of LH and FSH to the testes so we can produce more testosterone. This also augments the imidazoline receptors on another aspect of creating vasodilation and pumps. And it has some functions with glutamate, the glutamate receptors in the brain for cognitive function and focus by being an agonist to the N-methyl D-ascorbate receptors in the brain. So it does a whole slew of different things in the body. It's a healthy ingredient. I love it. I'll do a short on it one day as well. Then we got DMAE at 500 milligrams. So this actually helps remove cellular waste that can accumulate in the brain. So when you throw this into a pre-workout, when you see this ingredient, there's going to be more of a clarity in your thought process and your brain function at 500 or 1 gram. This also decreases alpha brain waves, which I like. So a lot of pre-workouts have this and L-theanine, because L-theanine lowers alpha brain waves a lot, or brings on the alpha brainwave hit. And this is going to decrease the alpha brainwave hit. So this is kind of like a counteraction to L-theanine a little bit, and helps you kind of keep your brain awake. And for those that are sensitive to L-theanine or those type of ingredients that kind of dial you down in the brain, this is going to help keep the brain awake and functional through your training session. Then we have some caffeine anhydrous, 350 milligrams. This is an adenosine blocker. Blocks the A1, A2 receptors in the heart and the brain and wakes you up. And then we got some arrhythmogenicis at 300 milligrams. This actually attaches to the TAR receptors and elevates catecholamines. Also inhibits the reuptake, so they stay elevated for a longer period of time for a long brain hit. I did a short on that. I'll put a card up above. Then we have theobromine at 150 milligrams. Theobromine has been shown in studies to help increase up to 2 hours blood flow in the brain in certain regions of the brain, so it's going to help with cognitive function and focus. This is also a diuretic, and it also helps with the function of enos in the body to create more vasodilation and pump with the other ingredients that are in here. So you get the dry pumps from L-theanine. So when you see L-theanine in a pre-workout, it's going to usually give you those dry pumps, those veiny pumps during your training if you have L-citrulline and a few other pump ingredients in there. So I like the way this couples with everything. It's also a cousin to caffeine, which has some low stimulatory effects to it. Then we have dicaffeine malate, slow-acting caffeine, 100 milligrams. So this is going to be 75%. So we have 425 milligrams of caffeine in one scoop of this, just so you guys know. This is long-acting caffeine. 40% of this hits on top of the 350, and then the rest is going to stay around for about 4-5 hours as you dial down. Then we have cocoa burn here, a new ingredient. It's 50% cocoa alkaloids at 50 milligrams. So this ingredient is a new ingredient. I haven't seen it that often. There's a few products out there, fat burners, that have it in there, and that's because this has flavonoids in it and alkaloids from the cocoa plant that actually help suppress appetite and increase the metabolism. So this is a fat burning ingredient in here. So I thought it was more like cocobuterol, but when I looked it up, it's not. Cocobuterol is really nice, just so you know, because it helps with those aspects as well. It's like theobromine on steroids, and it helps with fat burning, but it also triggers mTOR response in the body for some muscle building and muscle gains in the gym. But this is different. This is just a fat burner to suppress the appetite and keep the fat burning process going. And then we have alpha yohimbine at 1 milligram. Nice little dose there. So this is going to antagonize the alpha receptors in the body, which want to hold on to fat and force them to release fatty acids and lipids into the bloodstream. When it does that, it's going to spike epinephrine and norepinephrine. Norepinephrine mainly, and a lot of people feel this as far as like kind of a aggressive drive on high dosages in the brain and in the body. So jumping right into this, I want to get into the effects on this thing. STIM Thug by Kilo Labs. How did it do? So I took the scoop. So today, this is the second time I've taken it. Today, and both times reacted the same way. The beta-alanine comes in about 10 minutes, but it's a really medium hit, but it tends to last for a long period of time. To me, it's not that harsh. It's not a harsh hitting beta-alanine, especially being 3.5 grams. It's just a smooth beta-alanine that you'll feel for about 45 minutes, kind of off and on. So I didn't get any kind of like scratching, like any pins and needles that were really harsh on this, which was nice. It was nice because I just like the benefits of beta-alanine as far as the increased reps and sets in the gym. And then I'd say about, for me, 30 minutes in, I started feeling awake and alert. So you kind of start waking up and alert. And this thing peaks, in my opinion, from each time I took it, around 45 minutes. It comes in, it wakes you up, and Stim Thug is not really like a big stim junkie hit. But it's a smooth, long, awakened hit. So this does not have a lot of an aggressive backbone to it as far as in the gym. So you're not going to be like, like a stim junkie pre that's, got that glutamate firing in the brain, and you're like all wired or anything like that. This is a smooth hit on a. It really reminds me of a high-end daily driver. If you want to say daily driver, 5 days a week. So it's got 425 milligrams of caffeine, but it's got that smooth high-end hit. That's really nothing hits the heart. You don't feel taxed in the central nervous system at all. You feel healthy. I mean, the stim hit on this is super, super healthy feeling, and you're awake. You're just awake and ready to go. The stimulation hit gives you a nice sense of well-being. It gives you a positive look on things. So it's not like DMHA or anything like that, but you feel positive. Like today, I was just like throwing on extra weight, and we were just going heavy. And even though I knew a couple things I wasn't able to push out, I still had that positive, I'll give it a try type thing. But not a lot of aggression. So if you're looking for an aggressive driven pre, this is not an aggressive. This is more of a high-end daily driver, no side effects. So I'm not going to pound this in, but there's actually no adverse side effects. The alpha yo that comes in this thing, I don't feel any side effects on it at all. I know it added to the kind of like positive driven mood that was in this thing, but no side effects. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't get that alpha yo like get up and go. I'm trying to rhyme here. Alpha yo, get up and go. I'm still on this thing. So I didn't get that kick on this, like that harsh alpha yo kick. So it's super smooth as far as that goes. The nootropic on this thing is probably the star of the show on this thing. It's smooth. It's clear. Like you have a clear head. You're dialed in. Your thought process is smooth, but you're in your head, not a nootropic bubble. And this thing lasts for a long time, 4 hours or so. And what's nice is when you stop training, let's say 2 hours after taking this, it almost feels like that stim head hit stays along. So you're in a nootropic state, clear headed for that couple hours, and it is just super, super clean. Like your thought process is dialed down. You're not aggressive. There's nothing to it. It's really like a high end daily driver as far as that goes as well. Now the pumps on this thing didn't get a lot of tight pumps. Like I didn't feel like super tight, but I feel the tightness. Like we did chest today and triceps, so I feel the pump, I feel the muscle, but it's not an overwhelming tightness, but it's veiny. So it's dry and veiny with all these fat burning ingredients in here. I didn't sweat a lot, so I'm letting you guys know now. A lot of the ingredients are for the metabolism, but because it wasn't a physical pre, I wasn't like busting it out in the gym, and it did well. So I want to let you guys know, for those that are looking at this thing, you got to look at the way you train too. It did fantastic for like higher volume sets type training. So if I was doing 8 to 15 reps all the time during training, it was just go, 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 go. And you had enough endurance, you had enough energy to do that. But today we did heavy. So I was just doing heavy. Like I was working up to heavy bench press, 1 rep, 2 reps, 3 reps. And then I went to dumbbells, and then I was punching out the same thing, working up in a pyramid. And then I grabbed 120 dumbbells, 120-pound dumbbells, and I pushed out 2 reps. And that 3rd rep, boom, it dropped. I didn't care. It still felt good. But it really, the heavy training actually zapped a lot of energy out of me. So this didn't have like a backbone of energy and a physical drive to want to push, 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 heavy, heavy, where you felt it, down deep into your muscles. But you feel it more on a more volume type training with higher rep volume rather than the low, heavy rep volume. So it's a very good pre-workout for that. So without making this too long, because I'm in my head, and I'm gonna have to watch this afterwards and make sure it's good. That's pretty much all I got for you. Flavor was great. Pumps were tight, but not cell swelling, veiny type pumps. I gave you kind of the dry look. Energy was high end daily driver type energy for those that have had a high end daily driver with not a lot of physical backbone to it. And then the cognitive function was the star of the show, because like I'm still riding it right now. You're clear headed, you're comfortable afterwards, you feel good afterwards. It's a nice feel good pre with a nice upper level head hit to it with this Araya and stuff. It does very well. So if you guys are interested in it, I'll put a link down below. Other than that, if you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'm going to get going. Once again, STIM Thug by Kilo Labs. We'll see you guys next time.